Hello, this is a demonstration of the eSuite Counter place value title, which helps to introduce the concept of place value. Now, as you can see, there's a variety of activities, and we will start with this one here, which is hundreds, tens, and ones A. Okay, so the idea is you have these numbers up here which correspond to particular units. So in this case, the 1 represents 100, the 2 represents 2 tens, and then the 3 represents 3 units. So we put these units down here, these particular values, in the correct places. So the 100 goes in here, the 2 tens goes in here, and then the 3 units goes in here. Then we press enter, see if we've answered correctly, which we have, and then it just moves on to the next activity, like so. So return to the menu, and then we'll go into the B activity. And the idea here is that all you have to do is to put these numbers in the bottom left of the screen in their appropriate boxes. So basically, if you look in this one here, you've got 2 tens and 4 units, which equates to 204. Here you've got 2 100s, a 10, and 3 units, so that equates to 213, and so on. And then we'll go into digits value. Now, as you can see, this is very similar to the activity that we did before. However, there is a slight difference which will become apparent in a moment. So just put these in the correct places, press enter, and then as it goes into the next activity, you will see that it swaps the tens and the units around. So now it's 100, 2 tens, and 3 units. So we just complete the activity like so. Okay, we'll go back to the menu. And then we'll go into Order Me. Now the idea here is that you just put these in the correct order, as you can see by looking at the task, whereby you start with the smallest amount. So you just move these out of the way, and so you have to decide which is the smallest number, which is, in this case, is probably, I'd imagine is this one here, which is 123, and then this one here, which is 132, and then let's have a look here. What have we got? Two 100s, and so on and so on. So once you've completed the activity, it tells you if you got it right or not, which obviously we have this time, and then we just go back to the, let's just get a little congratulations there. Then we return. Now in the importance of place, the idea here is that again the values swap over in a sense, because you've got 2 1s and 2 4s, but the values of those numbers is slightly different. So in this case, in this particular one here, the 1 represents 110, but over here the 1 represents 1 unit. And likewise the 4 represents 4 units, but over here it represents 4 tens. So you just complete that particular activity before it moves on to the next ones. But we'll go back to the menu so I can show you a bit more. And then we go into this one, which is 100, 110, or 1A. And the idea here is, this is just very straightforward. So 24 means how many boxes of tens, and how many suites, sorry. So you just put the numbers at the bottom in the correct positions. So 2 and 4. 35 means how many boxes, 3 boxes, and how many suites, well, that's 5. So you just finish that off like so, and then it completes the activity. And then this one here, the B activity, works in a very similar way. If you go into number value, the idea here is similar to the previous one in a way. So in 163, the 3 means 3 watts units, shall we say. In 285, the 2 means 2 hundreds. And you just carry on, and there's quite a few similar activities to this one here, but we'll go back to the menu. Okay, now in number towers, This is quite a good one because, like it says in the task, you have to drag the digits to make new numbers, but you have to start off with the smallest number and work your way up to the largest number. So the idea is, it's just 36, got 36 there, then 38. Obviously you can't use the same number twice, so then you have to go into the sixth numbers. So that would be 63 and 68, and then it would be the 8th number, so 83 and 86, and then your next number will be 368, and then 386, and so on and so on, and then you press enter in order to move on to the next combination of numbers. Okay, so we'll go back to the menu again, and then go into number order. And the idea is you have to put these numbers in the correct order, starting with the smallest and ending with the largest. And then in patterns, the idea is, you just add them up basically. So 1 plus 1 equals 2. Obviously that's 2 units. 10 plus 10 is 20, which is 2 tens. 100 plus 100 is 200, which of course is 2 hundreds. And then this just carries on really. So you've got 2 plus 2, 20 plus 20, and so on. So we'll go back to the menu so I can show you 1 to a million. Then the idea here is just how many noughts are there in each particular number. So like it says in the task, you just drag the 0 to make new numbers. So 1 equals 1 unit, but how many zeros do you need to make 110? It's 1. In order to make 100, you need 2 after the 1, and then 1,000 it's 4, and then 10,000 it's 5, 100,000 you need 6, and a million, 100,000 you need 5, and so on. Okay, so we'll go back to the menu, and that's basically a brief introduction to place value.